we're here today and we are viewing properties here in the Marrakesh Medina. And property viewings in the Medina really looks like a whole lot of weaving through the narrow streets of the Medina and trying to dodge the little motorcycles, the donkeys, everyone walking in the street. But it's such a fun and different experience. If you've ever purchased property overseas, it is completely different in terms of the experience of actually walking through the Medina and visiting the different Riads. So we're here at one property. I'm really excited to see it. So come along with me and let's go. So this is the main entrance, or what does that look like?
This is at the moment, this is the main entrance. Was before on the other side.
Okay.
But at the moment, they changed it to this.
Okay.
To
Okay.
And it
I
has
love the artwork, like the carvings and so on, and the tiles. I wouldn't use this as a main entrance though, but
it's very
nice.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
With zillage face, front face.
Right.
All the zillage front face.
Beautiful. So tell me a little bit more about like the specs of this specific property. What is that? How many bedrooms?
This is one of oldest Riad in Medina.
Okay.
And being one of the best locations in Medina, like so. Close to Riad Elephant.
Right.
Then,
so this is right next to Elephant. We actually walked past
I think
Elephant
it's like,
to get here.
Yeah, 100 meters from Elephant.
Right, right.
And this is like the best area in the whole Medina.
Right.
And it has like 25 bedrooms.
Okay, so 25 bedrooms. What's the asking price?
The asking price, I will check with the
Because I think I saw
license.
It was 6.5 million.
Yes, but I think it will be negotiable. And we have a very lovely
in life, everything is negotiable.
Yes, of course, of course.
Okay,
yes.
But I really like this.
Yeah, we have all the detail, and this is the Zouaka. This is Zouaka, all like painting.
Yeah.
So they painted like by hand, and everything here it's handly made.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So all of this is handmade, and you can tell it's been here for a long time as well.
This is called like the wood Zouaka. This plaster also it's like handly made.
Yeah.
Zillage face also it's like every piece is like handly
right,
made. Yes.
Right, got it. Really beautiful.
Very beautiful.
So one of the first things that I'm looking for when I'm purchasing a hotel is I want to look at the location. Where is the property located? This is the number one thing, especially because this is what tourists care about, right? So you want to be close to the hustle and bustle, nearby restaurants, nearby the nightlife or the cultural scenes. And that's one of the things that we're looking for. And with this property, we definitely get that. So I'm really excited about that. But now we want to see the rooms. The thing is with hotels, when you're looking at the rooms, sometimes you have guests, so it's very difficult to see all of the rooms. Okay. And how long has this building been around for?
This part is 130 years old.
130 years.
Yes.
Wow, that's incredible. And how large are the rooms typically?
This is actually a suite, so it depends. We have like suites, we have standards, we have deluxe and prestige.
And what is like the usual size of the rooms?
Every room is different than the other.
Oh, okay. So every single room is like different here. Oh, interesting. So this is a suite.
Yes.
Very royal. Interesting. And is this property currently operating as what star? 5-star, 4-star hotel?
It's 5-star hotel.
5-star hotel? Okay, yes. Interesting. Okay.
And then we have another suite, looks like this with terrace.
Okay.
And then we have another 2 suites terrace. And the others are like normal.
Right. So the average room size is about this, or does any of the rooms go any smaller?
We have smaller rooms.
Okay, got it. Okay. And what's the average price of this room per night? Do you know?
Très bien.
مع الريزرفاسيون كيجيو
لا تقريبا ما
عندنا سميتو كنوري لكم.
Okay, no problem, that's fine. Thank you. So one of the questions I'm always asking is, what is the existing occupancy for the rooms and how well is the property currently doing? We're looking at things like how much revenue is the property already making, because that gives us a sense of our starting point and what we can add in terms of value to the property. And so this property is quite exciting. 25 bedrooms, 1,200 meters square in terms of the area area. It has a rooftop. It also has a pool area. It's going for 6.5 million euros. And it's one of the oldest standing hotels here in the Medina, right next to Al Fen. So really a strategic location, very exciting property. The rooms are quite large as well. And I like to look at how big the rooms are because you really want to start to think about different room categories as well. So let's continue to look. All right, so final thoughts about this property. What are you thinking?
I think this is an amazing palace in an amazing location, and this is like a very famous palace in Luxor. And the rooms, you see the rooms, how lovely.
Big, really big. Very, very intricate as well in terms of the design, the tiling, and so on.
And this is really like Medina because you find even if you like it's handicraft.
Right, exactly. Everything is handmade. That is insane. But that also means a lot of time that you need to put in terms of the renovation, right? Because you want to keep the current structure as much as possible. And you mentioned that the Kuba, so the Kuba was the dome, 2 years to build.
Yes, to build it because it's like handmade from the wood, from the tiles, from the plaster. Everything is like handmade.
Wow,
it's a handicraft.
6.5 million, I can see why in terms of just how old the property is and how historical it is as well and the location, but it is on the higher price range. So we're currently in the middle of July, and let me tell you guys, I thought it was going to be a lot hotter than it currently is, but maybe it's because I'm a girly coming from Dubai, and so I expected it to be scorching hot, but the heat is actually very doable. It's still practical if you want to come here on vacation in the month of July, and actually the prices around this time are very reasonable, very affordable, and so July is actually a great place to come to Morocco and make it a summer vacation as well. We're just taking a little bit more of a tour of the property. I want to go see the pool area once again and just start to envision what we can do to update this type of property. Now, this property has been around for 150 years. So what I would be looking to do is preserve the current structure of the property. I wouldn't be looking to touch a lot of these antique aspects of the building because that's what makes it so special. I'm not a huge fan of trying to go too modern, especially in the Medina, because the real magic about the Medina is the culture, is the architecture, is the handcrafted aspects of the property. And so those are the things that I'm looking to preserve while then updating things like the furniture, the tiles, and so on. Well, Norden, thank you so much for showing us around today. Really exciting to see what is on the market and just get a better sense of the real estate here in Marrakesh, Morocco.
You are very welcome, Shady. Feel free to contact us for any information and to show you the more property in Medina.
Of course, of course. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. So that wraps up our day here touring Riads in Marrakesh, Morocco. Started off with a 3.8 million euro Riad, 18 bedrooms, boutique hotel with thousands of reviews online. I love to see that because that lets me know that there's lots of potential in terms of people already loving the property. The next one was a 6.5 million euro property with 25 bedrooms, 150-year-old property. And the last one was an 8-bedroom, 3 million euro property. And this one is such a popular property on Instagram. Definitely a cool property to see. It's owned by Italians, very moody, very chic. And tomorrow we are going to keep touring more properties here in Marrakesh, Morocco. So one of the things that I really love about Morocco is the architecture. And the Riads were built for purpose. And what that really means is that everything that you see here was thought out. And these structures have been around for centuries, right? And so Riads were built for privacy. That's the number one thing, right? So you don't have windows that are facing outwards to the street because you have these gorgeous courtyards that let in light, right? And so you get this beautiful spaces with light coming in. And the Riads, what you see in the middle can either be a fountain, a swimming pool, furniture, but it's a space where people get to gather and connect, to eat, to celebrate. And that's one of the things I really find so special about the Riads is they are built for purpose. Another thing about Riads is that actually they are climate controlled. And so what that means is that during the winter time, you get warmth and you get heat, right? And then during the summertime, you get cool. It feels very cool in here. So while it might be scorching when you're walking in the streets of the Medina, as soon as you come into a Riad, it feels very cool. It feels breezy. And And that for me is purposeful architecture. And I know we usually think about architecture from a Western lens, but really Africans and Middle Easterns have been building these type of structures for centuries. Of course, they don't get the credits that you typically get from Western standards. These properties have been built over years and they're still standing today. That for me is a testament to African, Middle Eastern culture and Middle Eastern architecture and innovation, which often doesn't get the same accolades as Western architecture. But everything that you see is purposely built for privacy, for climate control. And that for me is really exciting. So as you're walking through and you're looking at the rooftops and you're looking at the tiles and you're looking at the furniture, everything just ties in together. That's really exciting. All right, guys, so we are here at Riad Les Yeux Bleus, and I'm here with Abdel Salam, and he is the manager of this gorgeous property. And we are just exploring some of the best riads here in the Marrakech Medina. And of course, I'm gonna be asking you a few questions because I wanna know the inside scoop on what it's really like to not only manage a property, but just learn a little bit more about the culture and the history of riads. So why don't you go ahead and first tell us about this specific riad, and let's talk about it.
Oh, yes, sure. Well, this Riad used to be like owned by a big family, a Moroccan family, of course, that they used to live all together in one place. As you can see, this is like a big courtyard with like rooms around. So yeah, the grandfather, the grandmother used to live here in this place, and all the big family used to live here.
Right.
So it was more for wealthy families. Yes, the bigger the Riad is, the wealthier the family is. But you cannot really notice that from outside because all the walls looks the same.
Yeah, and I think that's like the beauty of the Medina is that you just don't know what you're gonna get, right? Like you're walking through the streets and it's so busy and it's crazy and there's vendors and, you know, shops and arts, and then you step into a riad and it's so zen and you don't hear anything from the outside.
Yeah, well, that's the purpose of living like in a riad back before. So it's a place, a peaceful place, a tranquil place. So when you go outside and you visit the Medina, it's a little bit, you know, chaotic. I mean, an organized chaos. But once you're inside, it's like, you know, very peaceful, very quiet. It's just a place where you can absolutely enjoy your vacation and relax.
Right,
and,
exactly.
And yes, this turns to be like a riad, like more than 20 years now.
Right. Oh, wow. So this specific riad structure has actually been around for over 20 years.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
But the riad itself originally is more than 100 years.
Wow.
So,
okay.
yes.
So Riad Les Yeux Bleus has been here for 20 years.
Exactly.
And the riad itself has been here for over 100 years.
Over 100
Incredible.
years.
This is incredible history. And so what is it like, you know, managing a property that's so historical and, you know, welcoming guests from all over the world to this property?
Well, welcoming guests to this property is really very different than welcoming them like in a hotel, because this is a riad and you want them to feel the real culture in being like in a place where a family used to live. So it's way much different. They're gonna feel the vibe of, you know, welcoming, always tea all day long, you know, a little chat with the team and the staff. You let them know, you know, more to the culture outside, what they can expect to see. And, you know, it's like a more vibes, you know, than...
So it's more homey and it's more comfortable and you really feel like you're stepping into like someone's house in a sense, but then you still get that service and that hospitality from the staff.
Exactly. We want to make it it feels like it's a second house that you have, like, you know, in Marrakech, and that's like what most people feel at the end of their stay. So
yeah, I love that. I mean, so if you guys don't know, I actually did my bachelorette party here 2 years ago, right before getting married in Italy. And I had the most amazing time. I think that was one of the experiences that actually made me feel so excited about Marrakech and, you know, being and staying in this gorgeous riad. And I just thought, wow, the architecture, the colors, the art, the furniture, that was one of my first experiences with Marrakech. And I actually had that right here in this riad. So it's really fun to just talk to you and just catch up up.
I mean, it is nice to see you.
Yes.
First of all, now we're happy to see you here again, to be honest. And it was such a great vibes when it was like a bachelor party here. I can remember everyone was happy, everyone was dancing.
Yeah, we were vibing.
Folkloric dance. It was really amazing. Yeah, but we're really happy to see you here again. And,
thank you.
And as I tell like everybody who's here, this is your second house.
Yes, I love that. So that's something I'm taking away from this conversation, is that the difference between a traditional Riad versus a hotel is really that hospitality and that hominess, right?
Exactly.
Where people come in and they feel comfortable to just relax and to just be, you know, and they really get to feel that sense of peace because you're literally in the center of all the craziness of Marrakesh.
Exactly. I mean, if you step outside, it's going to be like, you know, a lot of activities, a lot of movements.
Yes.
Here you come back, you relax, and I mean, people when they come to the Riads, they get more close to the culture itself. It's not like going to a hotel. Of course, they're gonna make sure that you're, you know, satisfied and you're happy and everything. But here you have like little chats, you know, with people. You get close. Okay, this one is from the Atlas Mountains, so he can share his experience and how it likes to live in the Atlas Mountains. I'm from the Medina, so I can share like more, like, I don't know, cultural codes.
Exactly.
You know? So they can see more the culture from like a local eyes.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. And I think that's the reason why people come to Marrakesh specifically is for that culture, is for that immersion, right?
Yes.
And so I definitely get that. So I'm going to walk around and I want to show everyone more of this gorgeous Riad. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a mini tour and just walk around. But thank you so much for answering all of my questions.
Welcome.
I think I have one last question for you though. And it would be, what for you makes Marrakesh so special beyond obviously this beautiful Riad? What is something that if people are coming to Marrakesh, they must do?
I mean, the people.
Yes.
I mean, if you talk to people, Marrakesh people are very known by being like having a sense of humor.
Yes.
So don't get upset if you hear something all around, you know, the streets or whatever.
Right.
It's like just a sense of humor. And the second thing is the culture itself. I mean, it's a very cultural city. You must see, you know, historical sites. You must see the People Square.
Yeah.
You must see the Jardin Majorel, East Saint Laurent.
Oh,
so
yes.
it's a mixture of art and culture and yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a cultural city. And there's a lot of shopping as well, which is one of the things that I love to do as well. But yeah, thank you so much for the tips.
Welcome, Chidi.
One thing I look for whenever I'm coming to Morocco is being able to stay in a Riad that gives me a true sense of Marrakesh, right? And a true sense of Moroccan culture. I don't like to go too modern because the whole point of being in Morocco is experiencing the culture, right? And so I really love how this property, it's old, it's been around for 20 years and even longer before it was a hotel, but it's still updated, right? The style has a perfect balance between being modern and still preserving the Moroccan culture. And I also look at things like the details, the art, the textures, right? And those are some of the things that make a Riad so special to me, is being able to blend all of these different things so that you really provide your guests with an incredible experience. I think they do a really good job of that. As we build the Nuru Marrakesh project, the number one thing that is important to me is to understand what is out there, right? And so part of why we tour this gorgeous properties is to understand what is out there and then to talk to the owners, right? And that's a lot of what you guys don't see on camera, is our interactions with the owners, with the staff, asking questions, getting a deeper understanding of what it really takes to manage a luxurious, a beautiful property here in Marrakesh, because it's not easy, right? For you as a guest, it looks seamless and it feels comfortable and it feels easy. But behind the scenes, there's a lot that goes into creating a comfortable experience. So this specific property is owned by a Belgian couple here in Morocco. It opened 3 years ago, just before COVID. So you know they had a crazy time, but it's so iconic. And because they have such a unique take on design, it's a property that has immediately stood out, right? And it's a property now that has become Instagram famous, Instagram worthy, right? And so if you can design a property that really has those iconic design points, those moments that make people want to come back, you're definitely going to be able to stand out, even though there's so many Riads in Marrakesh. And there's room for everyone. I mean, Morocco has over 17 million tourists that came last year, right? And this is one of Africa's top travel destinations. And so you're seeing a lot more growth in the tourism tourism industry here. And so that means more demand for properties, from budget properties to luxury properties. And these are things that we are learning, and we're able to kind of talk to people and get those unique insights as we tour these gorgeous properties. All right, guys, so we are here at Riad Saken. This is a 12-bedroom luxury Riad property and located close to El Fen. And as soon as you walk in, you can taste the luxury atmosphere. I mean, the first thing that caught my eye was the door, this gorgeous gold carved door in the streets of the Medina, and definitely something that catches your eye. And so for me, I'm always looking at what are those key things that you can create in a property that make it stand out. For me, one of the things I really love about this property, the dark tiles and the decor that gives you this glamorous modern feel while still preserving the glory of what is a typical Riad, right? So you still have that ancient feel, even though this property is a lot more modern than some of your typical Riads. So now we're gonna check out some of the suites here. They have junior suites all the way up to luxury suites, very large rooms compared when I think about a lot of Riads in the Medina where you get smaller, tighter rooms. And so I'm excited to see what the rooms look like here. So we're stepping into the junior suite here at Riad Saken. And one thing that immediately jumped out to me was actually the flooring. So it's actually made out of camel leather. And I really love the take on different textures and different materials that they use throughout the property. And I see this a lot with Morocco because Morocco is an artisan's dream, honestly. And so I'm getting a lot of inspiration from this. In Morocco, you tend to not get rooms that are quite large, right? Unless you're paying a pretty penny. But I like how spacious the rooms are, but still on the more cozy side. The bathroom has a bathtub as well as a shower. And I believe they have 3 junior suites, and then they have rooms that are much larger as well in this property. But one of the things I really love is when you step out of the Riad, you're stepping into the streets of the Medina, and then you're coming back into this cozy little room. And again, all of the rooms open up into the courtyard space. So you get that lighting, but you also get a lot of privacy as well. So stepping into another junior suite here at Riad Saken, and one of the things that I've noticed is that in a Riad, no 2 rooms are ever the same. And again, that's because of the configuration of Riads here in the Medina. And so even when you book the same suite category, the room configurations tend to be quite different. And so you get to have rooms that are different tastes, different sizes. And then of course, as an owner, you can make the rooms have different types of character. So this room is a little bit more dark. You have this gorgeous bronze bathtub, and the room is really long, right? So I see that a lot in Riads because again, a Riad is usually like a rectangular structure, right? And so you get to have these rooms that are across the sides of the Riad that are quite long. You have a gorgeous bedroom here, the bed set with this matching leather cupboard, really stunning. And then you have a massive bathroom as well with a shower. So whereas the other bathroom had more of a bathtub, this one has a shower. All of the rooms are different. All of them have different types of character, and you're paying more as you go up in terms of the size that you're gonna get. But again, I love that even the small rooms have that intimacy and have the character. So we are in the Moassine district here, and Riad Saken is located in this area. It's a really famous part of the Medina. And one thing I like about Morocco is that you really get different types of properties for every budget. It's a very affordable destination. And so you get more budget style Riads, and then you also get more luxurious Riads. This is definitely more on the high end side of things. But of course, the prices are still great. I mean, starting from around 250 euros per night, you can stay in these kind of luxury Riad properties. And so there's a Riad for every taste. One thing I love about this Riad is that you definitely have a more artsy, youthful spirit with this property. So you get to see all the black and white contemporary art around the Riad. And then on top of that, you have these black and white checkerboard style tiles on the floor and the iconic swimming pool in the middle of the courtyard. I mean, this is just gorgeous. As soon as I walk walked in, I was like dumbfounded by all the different things that there was to look at. But this is definitely more on the youthful side of things when it comes to a Riad property here in the Medina. It's young, it's fun, it's for people who want a modern style Riad, and definitely giving me a lot of inspiration for the Nuru Marrakesh project. So we're up here at the rooftop at Riad Saken, and guys, I walked up here and this is just so iconic. They actually open up their rooftop to not just the guests, but also to the public. And so you get to come here, grab a drink, grab some food, and just relax and enjoy. This rooftop is super contemporary. It's modern, it's fun. I love the tiles. I love the furniture. You feel like you are in modern day Marrakesh. And one of the things that we always think about as hoteliers, and as me as an abutting hotelier, is how to cash flow through your property, right? And so I'm looking and I'm seeing what are the various sources of income that I can have through a property. One of them, of course, is a restaurant or a rooftop, a way to bring people in and generate outside income, right? That's not just dependent on your occupancy. And so this does a really great job of that, being able to have guests from anywhere come for your restaurant, but even for events, right? So I love this. It's very spacious as well, and you get to really just cool down. You know, we're here, it's July, it's hot, but I'm up here and I just feel comfortable. It's not too hot up here. So really, really great use of space, and I'm just enjoying it. I'm gonna grab a drink and just chill out for the rest of the day, because we have been touring a lot of different properties over the past few days and taking you guys with us, right? I want you guys to see the process of us getting inspiration from different properties, of us talking to owners, talking to staff, getting information, because that's what it's all about. We're in the research phase, and any business that you have to do research. You have to understand the market, not just from my perspective, but through the perspective of the existing properties and the people who are operating in the hospitality business here in Marrakech, Morocco. And so this is all part of the journey to not just put money down, but to understand what we are getting ourselves into. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and touring these gorgeous properties with me. This is all part of the process, right? Being able to see what's out there and really also give a nod to the gorgeous properties that are doing a fantastic job here in Marrakech, Morocco, because again, there's so many properties that have come before us, right? And we get to learn from them and be inspired by them, right? And there's something for everyone in Marrakech, Morocco, from budget to luxury, from ancient, right, and antique to contemporary, right? So the beauty is that I get to create something that is right for someone out there. And so I'm now learning and trying to figure out what works for me and what is part of our taste. Make sure you comment, you like, you subscribe, join the family, join the Nuru Marrakesh waiting list, because we are coming sooner than you think. And I want you guys to be a part of the journey. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace.